So, it's been a while since we've talked, you and I, and I've done a lot of research, I've done study, I've had time to think and observe and get feedback and really think about what I want to say here. I noticed that people need to hear about what I call practical spirituality. Practical spirituality means taking these principles that we've been studying and discussing, taking all this metaphysics and really using it on a daily, hourly, minute by minute, second by second basis in a really real and practical way. And many of you have this intellectually, really have a handle on it mentally, but to have grounded this into your daily experience on a visceral level is really a different matter. So it's very important to really have a cellular sense, to have a visceral felt sense of law of attraction. And it's very important that each and every one of us, myself included, really take responsibility in this moment for everything that we create. Yes, we co-create, but we create, and we are responsible, or the larger part of us is responsible for bringing to us the good and the bad. Now, the idea is not to focus on the bad as the bad, because that just brings more bad, but to realize that it's contrast, and then to appreciate what that contrast is by saying that what you're really wanting is the opposite, and to focus on that and give it your attention. To really give it your attention, not to muddle through the garbage and pick out all the bad stuff and jump up and down about, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, because that doesn't help you. It just attracts more of the bad, or pushing against the bad brings more of the bad. So realize that your contrast exists to help you identify what you're wanting, which is the opposite, and then to focus on that. And how you do that is, many of you are addicted to telling the truth. You're realists, and you're going to tell the truth no matter what. And by telling the truth, somehow it's going to set you free. And telling the truth, telling the story of what is, just gets you more of what is. So there's a way of telling the truth. There's a way of telling your story of what you're wanting in a way that when you speak your story about what you want and why you want it, and with the intention of feeling good in a way that feels good, it brings the new reality. And so while you're doing that, you really want to focus on all the love and all the joy and all the things you have to be grateful for in your life, and all the things you appreciate and the things that you're wanting. And the idea is that as you focus on things that you love and things that are working, you bring more of that. And if you focus on what's not working and what you dislike, you bring more of that, because as we all know, where attention goes, energy flows. So for most of you out there, let's say you're in a relationship and the relationship isn't going good and it's got problems. If you jump up and down and talk about all the things that are terrible in the relationship and why that other person, why can't you be more whatever, and you're not doing this for me and I want that, and you're letting me down, and it's not working for you. It's just going to get you more what you don't want. You want to focus on what's working in the relationship and really appreciate the other person, and make lists of things that you appreciate about each other in such a way that you have more to appreciate. And as you do that, all the things that are wrong with the relationship fix themselves. So to sit there and point the finger at the other person and say why they're not good enough or why the relationship isn't working and it's their fault gets you more of what you don't want. Because that's how law of attraction works. A lot of you don't want to accept that. You just really can't let go of the idea that if you don't punish the other person for how they're not pleasing you, that they're going to give you more of the not pleasing you. And what I'm telling you is you point the finger at the person who's not pleasing you and punish them for what they're not doing. You can get more of that because that's what you're focused on. So you gotta start to tell a new story that feels good when you tell it about what you're wanting and why you want it. As you do, your reality will change. So this is really practical spirituality. And if you're not getting it, you're not going to get it. And if you don't get it now, maybe you'll get it next year from now. You get it 20 years from now. One of these days you're going to wake up and get it. Whatever you focus on is what you get. So focus on love. Despite the fact that you've got crap going on, focus on appreciation. Despite the fact that you may not be appreciating, focus on gratitude. Despite the fact that you may be a grouchy SOB. And start to turn downstream. And as you go with the flow, and you stop resisting, and you stop fighting, you're going to start to notice everything that you're wanting. Everything you've been wanting for years and years starts to show up in your life. That life is really good and it's wonderful. And you don't need all that stuff, all that negative stuff to help protect you, because it doesn't keep you safe, and it doesn't keep you warm, and it doesn't keep the bad stuff away. It just brings more of it. And on that note, I'm going to say goodnight, and we'll continue this conversation later. But know that practical spirituality means using this on a day-by-day, minute-by-minute basis, and it starts with asking yourself how you feel right now. And if you don't feel so good, start thinking about all the things you appreciate, all the things you love, all the things you're grateful for, what you want and why you want it.